What's going on, guys? My name is Adam, and in this video we're going to be talking about earnings per share. Just before jumping into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and put the notifications bell on so you never miss an upload. So earnings per share, or commonly referred to as EPS, is as simple as it sounds. It's just the amount of a company's net profit that is allocated to every individual share of the stock outstanding. The company's EPS is calculated by dividing their net income after tax, otherwise known as earnings, by the total number of common shares outstanding. So if company X's net profit was $1 million and they had 100,000 shares outstanding, their EPS would be $10 per share. Now, while that calculation is correct, it's not the most accurate or appropriate one to use when calculating the EPS. Because the number of shares outstanding can change over time, dilute, and the amount paid out in dividends can change throughout the year, we need to take these variables into account. To do just that, we use this formula. The diluted earnings per share, where the EPS equals the net income after tax minus preferred dividends divided by the end of period, i.e. end of year or quarter, shares outstanding. So if we use the previous example, but this time say that company X pays out $50,000 in preferred dividends and at the beginning of the year had 100,000 shares outstanding, but at the end they had 200,000 shares outstanding. That would bring the EPS to $6.33 per share, which is entirely different to the original EPS of $10 per share. As you can see, this produces a more realistic and accurate EPS than the original formula, so it's important to keep that in mind. But as is the case with every financial ratio or indicator, the big questions are, why do we care, should we care, and is there actually any point even looking at it? Let's try and answer those questions. So why do we care? Well, a company's EPS is an important financial indicator relating to its profitability, which is intuitive, as clearly if the EPS is high, it indicates that the company is profitable, while if it's low, it means that it's not very profitable. What a high EPS also indicates is that the share price will increase as investors are willing to pay more for profitable companies, for obvious reasons. It also shows how much of a company's profit each shareholder owns after tax, which makes it a great indicator of a company's true value. Should we care? Absolutely. Not only does it indicate a company's current profitability, it can also be used to forecast a company's profitability going forward and analyse how much a company's profitability has changed historically. So if company X's EPS has been increasing year after year for the past 5 years, this is a strong indication that the company is performing well. Is there actually any point in looking at it? Of course. Investors can use EPS to gain a better insight into how a company is performing and allow them to make more informed investment decisions. It acts as a great comparative indicator for comparing companies within the same industry, as if one company's EPS is higher than another, then it's more attractive. But as is the case with every financial indicator and every financial ratio, EPS does have its disadvantages. The first is, if a company decides to use its earnings to purchase shares of its own company, its EPS will decrease due to there being less shares outstanding, which is the denominator of the formula, while earnings remain unchanged. This can mislead investors into thinking the company is more profitable than it actually is, so that is something to be very aware of. On top of this, which to be fair is a disadvantage of pretty much all financial indicators, is the fact that you should never use EPS on its own to determine whether to invest in a company. This is because it doesn't cover every aspect of a company's profitability and efficiency, as, for example, two companies may have the exact same EPS, but one has achieved that level of earnings by using less capital or assets compared to the other. Or a company may have a higher EPS than another, but it's been decreasing over the past few years, while the EPS of the other company has been increasing, which would make it more attractive. Don't worry though, it's very easy to avoid these disadvantages. All you have to do is use other indicators in tandem with EPS, such as return on assets, return on equity, the price to earnings ratio, and many others. And lucky for you, I do have videos explaining all of these indicators on my channel already. So that's everything you need to know about EPS. As always, I really hope you've enjoyed this video and that you've learned something new. If you do like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel for future uploads, and if you have any video ideas that you'd like me to discuss, put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.